Yeah, look at this. This is now what, 3 successful shows in our under our belts, or whatever we have in our rear view here. Mr. Brad Thomas, Eric Lindquist, Eitan at Shanderbets. We should refer to ourselves by our Twitter handles by all means. We have a lot to do. James is producing. You're out here. GoldBoys YouTube, Stochastic Playback, OddsShopper Twitter is coming. So you know, if you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. We'll tell you about a bunch of stuff. But look. Lindy is in the confines of his own comfortable golf den, if you will. We got to check in with Brad, Eric. He's on the road in Vegas, and he's survived a weekend in Vegas, so congrats to that. And B, I don't know about you, Lindy, but Brad's got a live sweat. I do not have a live sweat, and we need to know on this show, if anybody's about to go crazy, why they're going to go crazy.
Yeah, man. I took Raspadori from Italy to take 2 shots, but that was my big bet. But I also took him 2 shots in the first half, which pays about, I don't know, plus 200. I just figured the books weren't really anticipating him starting. He's a guy who, when he gets the ball, he's going to shoot it. We'll see how it works out. Italy really doesn't have to try to go for this game, but I think the second the Croatians open up, that leads to counterattack opportunities for the Italians.
Love it.
I'm here for it. I was going to say live sweats get priority on this show. I think that's only fair. The live sweat is absolutely the way that we want to go about doing this. And I'm actually just pulling up the soccer here so I can sweat it with you. We've got 2 games going. We're getting to that group stage where they have to play at the same time, right? That's kind of where we're at. Okay. So Croatia and Italy, that's the one that I'm pulling up here. Because if Spain doesn't score on whatever Albania, I quit. Just Spain. Come on, guys. Come on.
All right, real quick, Brad, what was the non-betting highlight of the Vegas weekend?
Non-betting highlight. Yeah. So we came here for my homegirl's birthday, and she lost her wallet, got stolen the first night we were here. So navigating around Vegas without someone who has a proof of ID was probably the hardest thing. But I thought it made it kind of fun. Like I was having a ton of fun trying to we got to be kind of sneaky here. Like this bartender, they might ask for your ID. This bartender might not. Like I had a great time. I was like a little mystery guy, like incognito. We did get kicked out of the sports book too, though. That was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, well, everything's a sweat when you don't have an idea. Because if you've been to Vegas, been there a million times, we've all been there a million times. It's not the place you want to be without an ID. You can get around LA or Scottsdale or Philly okay without an ID because, if you look 21, you're probably in good shape.
Yeah.
Vegas, unfortunately, if you are under the age of 65, they are asking for identification at every turn.
It is nuts.
Really impressive.
Wow.
Like we made friends with the MGM people at the sports book, and we're sitting down for like over an hour. Of course, this lady comes back from break who's like the cocktail waitress, and she's like, let me see your ID. Didn't ask me. I guess I look old as dirt. Asked my friend. I go, of course, you ask her. Like, just ask me. She's like, you guys got to go. I ask her, I go, hey, is it cool if we just wait till the playoff? The golf tournament just went to the playoff. Once that's done, I'll leave. She's like, absolutely not. We ended up making friends with the people who work there. And so we're hanging out with them, and obviously she's not going to kick us out when we're friends with all of the employees. So it worked out, but it was just so embarrassing having to leave. We had great primetime seats at the sports book too.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a tough loss.
Yeah, big time.
All right. So Brad's got his live sweat going, and we'll know by reaction, I'm sure, if in fact you get those 2+ shots in the first half. We've got a couple of other things. We're going to introduce some new stuff this show, right? We each have something that we're kind of going to bring to our table, our collective table here, if you will, coming up. So set that aside, right? Like Brad's got something specific to his heart, right? Big ball, soccer, big balls, right? I forget. See, I don't have my computer because
soccer,
my
big balls.
But it's a really cool name for it that I destroyed.
It's okay.
Right?
It's okay. Hopefully I'll have better odds than I have today, but it's kind of hard to be all the way in the lab. I was doing all my research on my phone, and I'm the guy who has the 49-inch ultra widescreen at home. So doing it on the phone was so hard.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine that. I'm with you too. Like Lindy, I don't know how much it's phone because Yeah, you don't go anywhere. You just stay home all day, right? Like in California, there's nothing to do. There's nowhere to be seen. There's
Stop
no
it.
weather. Like Brad in Florida, like why go outside, right?
I go back and forth. I'm going to Scottsdale this weekend on Saturday, which will be
Nice.
lovely. 117-degree weather. Very much looking forward to that one. Stop over by the DraftKings Sportsbook across from TPC Scottsdale. Try to hit a golf ball at 6 a.m. and beat the heat. Gonna be a fun little weekend over there. That'll be for sure. But
Yeah.
got some stuff to go get done over at the folks' place out there and help out. So go be a good son for once who isn't just at his house by himself gambling every day, which is,
There
again,
you
the
go.
preferred way I live my life, I must say.
But still, you can be a good human being every now and again. 117. It felt like 104 at the high felt like 106 at the Phillies game on Saturday.
Oh.
And it was just, yeah, I was in the shade. My son, his birthday, first time. We ate a lot of ice cream, all that great stuff. But you could see half of the field was in the shade and the other half was in the sun. And I feel like you may even be hotter in Scottsdale than they were in that sunny side, unable to move. Everybody's cooking out here in the summer, man. All right. So we've got Lindy's Lock, Lindy's Lock, right? And we'll tell you about where you can get more of that on OddsShopper. Soccer big ball. See, I knew it had something to do with big balls with Brad. And then Shander's no shot parlay. So set that aside for just a second, right? We've got a game 7 tonight. We've got some baseball tonight. And clearly there's soccer going on right now. So Brad had you covered on that earlier, I'm sure, at Mr. Brad Thomas. Do either of you guys have anything in either game 7 or Major League Baseball tonight? I have a ticket that's still open from the start, which I mean, like, imagine what I'm going through in this series. Now, clearly there's plenty of hedge opportunity here. So I'm not dead. I'm not cooked. I'm not, just nervous, what have you. But the one ticket that I still have in this series, if you will, was Florida win game 1 and the series. And if you remember at the start, they gave you a little boost action on that. So while Lindy's prepared to destroy my parlay and attack me earlier, Florida Panthers money line series and to win game 1 was plus 161 at the start of the series. So imagine how I felt up 3-0 to now down like, oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So for me, the one thing that I do have going from this one, I signed up at a couple of new pick'em spots, a couple of different places where you had free squares for this game, or the Caitlin Clark yesterday, 0.5 points. And I attached everything to Connor McDavid shots and Connor McDavid goals and assists. I mean, I just kind of went to each one and it was $25, $25, $10, $10, depending on which one you went to. I think it's probably the most underutilized way to go about it because I do think that this prop probably gets inflated before the game starts, where I'm looking at some unders on Connor McDavid at sports books where I can kind of middle and find a really, really good spot there. So use the free squares as ammunition because that becomes like plus 360, I think, was the adjusted number when you took the free square and attached it to 1.5x of Connor McDavid goals on $10 or $25, depending on which site you're at. I'm going to have a really nice middle opportunity where I could short that or I could short 1.5 points. And I've got a lot of really good tickets now. Can't get a whole lot down, but if you're signing up at new spots, probably the most underutilized thing that people don't take advantage of. Obviously, I'm signed up at most sports books like everybody else now, but if you have a couple hanging out there, use those free bets because not enough people are taking full advantage of stuff like that, where I can guarantee myself a profit tonight based on a couple of new signups.
Look at that. A little savvy action in the DFS pick'em world here. And you can bet around that too.
I have my moments. I was going to say it's a quick way to make $50, $60 here and there. Again,
why not?
You're not going to become a millionaire overnight doing it, but that sustains your bankroll when you decide to invest $200 into a team playing Baltimore.
Dabble, like where are we talking here? Better? Did you use my better code at the very least, you crumb, before you signed up?
No, I used mine.
Oh,
come on.
I'm only sweating Bravovsky to win the Conn Smythe, which I don't think is going to happen. Not after the implosion, unless Edmonton can't find a way to get in the back of net. They only score once. I haven't decided if I'm going to add anything else, but I mean, if the Panthers shut them down, it's definitely back live.
What is it? Do you know what it is live right now? Those odds, because I'd be curious. I don't think my guess Yeah, and look, we're asking a guy who's working on his phone on the hotel Wi-Fi. Can you throw him a bone like straight? Like what? Come on. I know you got a million things producing this show. I don't have anything. My excuse is my son. So that's a believable one to any parent here. But I bet you
Oh
that
my God.
yeah, exactly. That's my point. But I don't agree that it's probably as long as it is, right?
No, like I can't imagine like okay, if like it was last time's 2003 since the losers won the Conn Smythe. So Connor McDavid is minus 2,500. Barkov is plus 1,000 plus 7,500 for Bobrovsky.
You're probably better off just betting the shutout, right? Like that's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
the better way to go about it. What's the shutout price? Because you're probably getting better than plus 800. And I think that's probably the only path he has to redeeming it at this point. It'd have to be like a 45 save game in overtime or double overtime with one goal. Otherwise, it's a shutout or bust, right?
Yeah, I don't even have it right here.
It's such a game of volume and variance. He had no shots last game. He had what, 2 shots the game prior. So after these first 3 games, he has been effectively, or just through variance, just not in the game. Shots aren't falling. I mean, hockey is even more than any of these sports. It's like the ultimate just keep fucking throwing the puck at the net and hopefully something happens, right? So how is he that seems a little ridiculous to me. In a world in which Andre Iguodala can win an NBA Finals MVP, that seems a little ridiculous to me.
It's crazy. I did not think it would be. I knew it would be. I thought it'd be like minus 500.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little surprised on that one.
I may put $50 on Barkov, just like because if the Panthers win tonight, I can't find the shutout on FanDuel. But if the Panthers win tonight, like you have to imagine that it's going to go to Barkov or it's going to go to Bobrovsky. Like unless Connor McDavid has a goal or 2 goals, and he has an amazing game, they just don't win.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Lindy's onto it. I think you're better off betting the shutout.
I have my moments again. Just another one. That's 2 moments now. I think I'm allowed 3 per show.
I agree with Caleb. Yeah, Bob ain't winning unless like the only way Bob wins is if he stands on his head and they don't score.
Where did Eton just go? Also, I feel like we're watching the Blair Witch Project now play out. Oh, there we are. What's up, young man? It's kind of creepy when you think about it in that context. What's going on, young man? Oh, yep, wrangle him. There we go. There's nothing like a live Aton show, man. You never know what you're gonna get. I was telling him before we started a couple of the times when he would spit up when he was a baby on live streams, and we would just be chatting, conversing. You wouldn't even let it affect you. You'd just go change your shirt and come back. Got a blanket
I'm
over
not
your
prepared
shoulder.
for this. Baby was easy, right? Like I can take the 8-month-old now down here. I know exactly that's easy. You know, sit him at the edge of your knee. You let him do this a little bit, but like a 3-year-old who is me is not good.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I mean, this is insane. Come here. It's okay.
Oh my Lord.
He's a madman.
Give him 2 cups. We need to have some winners. We need him to pick some winners. We can make that.
He doesn't have the attention span for that, right? Like, you want red or blue, and he's destroyed red. Like, whatever the thing of red is done. It's cooked. Look, Brad. I mean, I know that it's. How old is yours now? Your daughter?
About to be 8 months in a couple days.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. See, this is the easy part. And I only know this because I have 3 nieces now, and my wife's sister has 3 girls, and it's like 7, 5, and 2. And you know, it's like cruise control, and then you have to worry the rest of your life. I just need to get the boy off the ground. Like I just need to get the freaking flight up, and then it's just like go. Brad's got the other side of it, where it's just like, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I got to worry for the rest of my life.
I feel that.
Calm customer, though. That's the thing. Like he's even saying, "Oh, I'm going to freak out if this guy has 2 shots." I can't see Brad like freaking out the same way Aton freaks out. Like Aton will freak out when it's the wrong cereal. You bought the wrong cereal. Like, I don't think Brad freaks out about anything. Oh, what are we talking about here? We're trying to get the show started and the thing. That's Aton.
All right, I'm excited for this because we're gonna go around. We got a little time to talk about each one, right? So it's not like a rapid fire as is, but we're gonna get to one Lindy lock, one big soccer bet from Brad, and one ridiculous no shot round robin, but still it's a series of parlays for me. We'll tell you about what's happening at OddsShopper coming up. First, this from GoldBoys. The GoldBoys are one of the largest, well-known sports betting communities on the planet with a Discord to match. We're going to show you how easy it is to get 1 month free of GoldBoys.com just for signing up at BetMGM using code GoldBoys. Sign up at MGM with code GoldBoys, deposit a minimum of $10, and get your first bet back at BetMGM up to $1,500. After signing up at BetMGM, send a screenshot of you using code GoldBoys to promohelp@goldboys.com to get your first month free. 21 or older, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we're back here. Before we get to this Lindy lock, I forgot that I bet this at must have been 12:23 a.m. when I was dealing with insomnia, trying to put my kid back to bed. But I have both teams to score here: Croatia, Italy. I got that.
Oh man,
yeah, and it's not looking good, according to what Brad was saying. Right?
I don't think either team is interested in the scoring part of things right now.
No team who wants to score is Croatia. Italy's just out there not to get hurt.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. What was I thinking? It's nothing good happens. All right, Lindy, take it away, my friend. On OddsShopper, our YouTube page, or on GoldBoys, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, head on over to the OddsShopper page, and you'll see this beautiful face, Eric Lindquist, front and center, giving his leans, his locks, his likes, and any licks, anything else that comes with an L, right? So, my friend, give us your Lindy lock of the day. Whatever it is, we're here for. All right. I'm ready to tail.
We'll steer away from licks, that's for sure. But the whole idea of leans, likes, locks for me was I watched YouTube same way other people did, and it always kind of frustrated me. People didn't. It's not that you have to attach the units. You don't have to attach everything being the betting slip. But like, I wanted to have a general idea of which plays people like more than others. And so for me, it was like, if I find something that I want to bet, I'm going to make it a like immediately. And if I find something that has more than a 4 or 5% expected value for me, I'm going to lock it. It'll be, a confidence scale that I basically have for things. Now, when you're talking about money lines in baseball, you're trying to bet them early. A lot of the time, if you're on my end, purely because I think your expected value goes up at that time frame as opposed to betting them closer to first pitch. Kind of the same thing for NFL, NBA, because of injury news, not necessarily a hard and fast rule there, but baseball is a really hard one to find more than like a 2-3% expected value play in money lines. You're going to look silly from time to time in baseball, and that's just kind of the crux of it. But one guy that I'm just astonished that isn't getting backed as much. He was getting backed early on yesterday. This moved up to minus 105. Now it's coming back to the other side. I got it at plus 103. And it's got a plus 105 attached to it over at Bet365 if you have access to that. But I'm just looking at the Cleveland money line. This has probably been behind Stephen Vogt, manager there, one of the more surprising teams in baseball.
Yeah.
They're in the AL Central with my Twins. Great bullpen they always have. Clase is the first girl to scream on the track. He's just fantastic. Like pretty much everything about Cleveland's lineup as well. Just the formation of it. Josh Naylor, good against lefties. Andres Jimenez, good against lefties, even though they're lefties themselves. And it's Tanner Bybee's season. This guy has been awesome over the course of the last month or so. And he doesn't do it with an overpowering fastball. In fact, his fastball is kind of the one major concern I have about him all the time. 303 expected batting average against, 331 batting average. But he has one of the most elite slider changeup curveball combinations that exists in baseball right now. And it is generating tons of swing and miss. Yep. And I know that Baltimore, they ended up calling up a number of young pieces. Kierstead batting 5th today, coming back up, hasn't been with the team in over a month and a half. Exciting to see his second stint, but hopefully not today because Tanner Bybee, this guy, 3.54 expected rate, but everything about these off-speed pitches has just been generating crazy swing and miss. I'm going to be looking at his K ladders here too. I'm more prop centric in pretty much everything that I do, but I really like the Cleveland money line. Now getting plus money in this spot I would be betting this up to a unit here at this point.
I like it. I was on for it was the sleeper or better video this morning. I think it was sleeper. We were on Povich. It was 17.5 outs. And that seems rather ridiculous for a guy who, as you mentioned, is facing one of the better teams against lefties, especially OPS. And as his fifth start, right?
Yep.
So far it's just tough, right? I mean, think about that. Whenever you see a guy week 1, week 2, week 3, rookie quarterback in the NFL laying points, it's like, okay, this guy has to win and cover early in the league. Like, I mean, it's different, he gets drafted 2030s on a great team, but point being is no, I like that.
I will say the one thing that freaks me out about this spot, why I didn't full send it last night, made it just a like, again, just talking through confidence scale.
So
block is hyperbole to me. Again, it's just simply a confidence scale that you're trying to attach to things. And it's the fact that Povich is a lefty in a great ballpark for lefties. Even gas can lefties can survive because of that huge wall that got built, the Berlin Wall out in left field now. It's one of the hardest ballparks for righty power to exist now because of that change. It used to be the easiest, and any 3-year rolling average you're looking at for ballparks here, it's not going to tell you the entire story here because it's been 2 years, and that 2 years has really mattered to this ballpark for lefties. So Tanner Bybee being a righty coming in there, obviously they stacked it up, got another lefty in Kirsten there. I'm a little bit scared because you can look silly in spots like this, but the numbers don't lie to me. I've got this above a 50% expected value, 50% expected win percentage on the Cleveland side of things. You give me plus 103, plus 105. I'm going to take that every time.
Brad, I love how he said, the numbers, and he gave us every single metric there was for this game.
I love it.
Any number there is for this game, we just got.
Hey, listen, I love back it up with data, right?
Yes, that's what Eric
I was
will do.
Just say, love it. Prove it, Eric. Prove it. Okay. Well,
show your work.
Because I don't know if you guys know this, but once in a while you get trolled, and it's just like, well, look, I put in the work. It doesn't matter that it won or lost that specific day. I'm trying to win over a long sample size, but everybody wants the immediate gratification. I do too. That's why I go and unload the dishwasher for my wife. Otherwise, I have no incentive to do it whatsoever. I'll just let that shit sit there forever. I need immediate gratification too, but in betting, I'm always playing the long game. Yeah,
not alone.
Feel that.
All right. Soccer big balls. I have no idea. We have no idea where this is going to go here. All right. We'll tell you about OddsShopper and some other stuff real quick before we get out of here. But it's Brad's stage right now. Again, where are you taking us, brother?
Yeah, I'm taking you to Copa America, Colombia versus Paraguay. I'm betting on the hottest team in soccer right now. Yes, that's right. A team that has won 8 straight matches. And they're not just beating a bunch of Kazakhstans and New Guineas. They're beating Spain, Brazil. They're beating good quality teams. That's Colombia money line. It opened at minus 140, and I thought even at that price, it was a home run. I'm playing it at minus 145 for everyone here. If you want to get a little bit more cheeky in this, you can also take Colombia team total over 1.5 at minus 105, it's even money now. This Colombia team's not only playing really well, they're absolutely stacked. And Luis Diaz, now that – did we get a shot? That's a shot, baby. That's a shot.
Put one on the board.
It was Rutegui again. They both look the same. They're Italian, right? They're tan Italians with dark hair. Oh, that was a tease.
That's crazy. Oh,
it's such a tease. Oh my! Rutegui has 3 shots. The dude never shoots for his club.
He's a vulture out there stealing.
He never shoots for his home team. But anyways, yeah, Colombia against Paraguay. They're gonna open this up nice. If you're like have an aversion to juice, you can also parlay it with Luis Diaz shot on target in Colombia money line. That pays about plus 136. He is the engine that makes this team run. And well, he passed up on a shot again. He is so soft, bro.
Yeah, this is killing us.
This is killing me.
Well, me too. I got both teams to score, so I'll take their guy to score.
But this was my favorite bet. I gave it out on BetUS at minus 140, still playing it at minus 145.
Nice. That's beautiful.
What's my boy James Rodriguez anytime goal scorer at?
I don't know, but I don't even know why he still starts.
Oh, come on. He's getting up there in age. He used to be like the young gun
Yeah.
with this
No,
team.
he's like he's like the senior. He's like the senior on a football team who gets the start because they've been there so long.
Yep.
I mean, he's
And
no
it's
Ronaldo. I mean,
obvious.
Ronaldo, it's the same thing right now where some people
Yeah.
just don't even want him on the planet. But Hamas he can still play a little, can't he? No.
Look, he's all right. He's definitely one of those guys who plays way better for country than club.
Yes.
Right. Right.
I don't
All
even
right.
know what club he's
So
with anymore.
that's
Yeah.
the play, and that's tonight, right? Or tomorrow?
Yes, that is tonight.
Tonight. No, that's tonight, right? Just making sure I had that schedule right. I love that. See, look at this. I knew that if we put the call out here, we get some strong plays. Now let me screw it all up. But look, before we do that, 50% off. I do think there's one play of value here, actually, that I'm going to have some fun with. 50% off OddsShopper. I told you about GoldBoys. Showed you can get on there with the BetMGM sign up. 50% off OddsShopper. Your first purchase. That's week. That's month. Use code LIVE. And Caleb Dewey, by the way, I think you are right about the totals in Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Finals, staying under 6 since a long, long time. But we'll get you in here. It's super easy, super simple. Just remember to use that code LIVE, and you'll get half off your first purchase week or month. All right, I'm going to put this up. This is the no shot. It's called a no shot for a reason, right? It's not like I'm putting two minus 500 legs together and saying, this is no shot of hitting. And then when it does, thumping my chest out. All right. This is meant to be. Now, it's a 2-leg round robin, if you will. So it's multiple parlays within one large one. And I am, just for the hell of it, playing the long one just in case. But you'll see here, I think there's one play that actually does make a lot of sense on the surface. When you start to add them together, it becomes a little crazy. And I think there's one that I believe both of you are probably going to have the most issue with. All right. So as Straight puts this up here, let's look at this. My guess, when you look at these Phillies, right? And again, I mean, that is a thing of beauty. Phillies minus 2.5, first 5 alt run line, either team to win by exactly 1 run, Dodgers, White Sox, Royals minus 1.5 at home against Miami, and the Brewers minus 1.5 at home against Texas. It goes without saying that the one both of you both have the most issue with has to be either team to win by exactly 1 run, right? A, it's probably a shitty market, and B, it's two teams that you both believe are so far apart that there's no way Crotchet, Crochet, or whatever the hell you want to call them is going to keep that game close.
I started him in fantasy. I streamed him one week, and I think he got me minus 13. So
what? The 1 week for Crochet? That is running really, really bad because outside of probably 1 or 2 starts,
he's been great.
Top 5 pitcher.
Yeah, so sad.
Unbelievable. And then you cast him back out into the ocean.
I took him. I dropped him so fast, like you would have thought he dumped me.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic.
That's
all
incredible.
Right, so let's remove that real quick, right? Let's remove that one because that's the easy one. Straight, if we can, I meant just that leg. I'm sorry, not the pick. That's my fault. But the one that I think actually makes a lot of sense here is the first one. Now it's plus 280. It's a tough ask. The Phillies are on the road. I get it, in Detroit. But look, let's start with Aaron Nola. This is not a slow start. If you really look at Aaron Nola over the past couple of years, it's almost like almost like Shaq. It's almost like he knows he's going to be in the playoffs. It's like he knows he's going to be pitching deep into the playoffs. So this time of year, there's not this effort to get 9 Ks, just like really grind out strikeouts. But the Detroit Tigers are swing happy. And I think that plays into a guy who is not having a bad start, but just in this kind of mode, if you will. The other side, you have Casey Mize, who has pitched well, right? And Lindy's got all the numbers and metrics to tell me that Casey Mize has pitched well. I understand that. But, and this is for you, Eric, he's not forcing guys to really chase. A lot of it is coming from overpower. A lot of them is coming from place. A lot of it is just coming within zone area. I don't like that against this Philadelphia Phillies lineup. I don't care where they're playing this right now. So that's the one that I like the most out of all of this is the Phillies plus, and I will be playing it, and I will be sending it to Eric Lindquist, enticing him to join me on the proxy, and we'll see what he says on the show now before we get out of here.
All right. Just to throw it out there, Casey Mize, I do not like. Nothing about Casey Mize is all that interesting to me. He was a really highly touted #1 pick back in like 2017, 2018. And he does have decent enough velocity, 96, 97 on the fastball, but it doesn't do anything. 15.1% K rate. You work through each individual pitch, sitting with like a 291 expected batting average on the slider, 312 expected batting average on the split finger. And for me, expected stats kind of win the day. I also think Aaron Nola, it doesn't really matter that he's never been a velocity guy. I mean, he's never been a velocity guy, sitting there like 90 and a half. He always finds ways to pitch. He's just a crafty veteran at this point in time, and he's always going to be good. Even I feel like he'll be a pitcher that pitches into his 40s. I'm pretty convinced of that. He's got the kind of stuff that can sustain because he's good at avoiding the walks. He's good at avoiding the barrels, and most stuff is weak contact up against his off-speed offerings. So I'm with you to the extent of like, yeah, at plus 280, this is probably decently advantageous. They have a round of 5 implied run total. You break that into, for the first 5, you would just individually make that what, 2.8, 3. There's a lot of ways that they just get after Casey Mize with these lefty bats. Wind is blowing in 80 degrees, probably brings down the variance of the game a little bit. I'd rather see that out with some of these power lefties. I'd rather see it ramped up to 90 degrees like it was yesterday in Detroit. But overall, I think that's enough said about one play that obviously is a long shot.
Got it. Brad just wants this thing off. Get this thing off the screen.
Round robin.
No, it's
multiple games.
You guys know how I feel about baseball, right? Like if I'm just taking baseball straights at -110 to -125, there's no way I think I'm going to be profitable. But if you're mixing in these plus money plays, I think it's the way for me personally that I like to attack it, because it's already so hard to have a consistent run when you're only playing baseball lines with big on them.
Agreed.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. See, there was a method to somewhat. You take the win by 1, and I swear, if Chicago wins 9-8 in the bottom of the 9th inning and walks off, and nothing else hits on this ticket, I'm still gonna at least tweet y'all at Mr. Brad Thomas at Eric Lindquist. All right. As we get out of here, we'll tell the world where we are, what have you, and all of that. Remind you, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, GoldBoys YouTube channel, GoldBoys.com, OddsShopper.com. Do you guys have you placed any golf bet at all for either the Rocket or future for the Open? If you haven't, that's fine. I'm not forcing. I'm not fishing. We're a little late anyway. We can easily just call it a day. This has been fun as always, but I am just curious because both of you have the same mindset as I do when it comes to looking ahead.
I'll pass it over to Brad because I don't have a lot to add about this other than I got a little bit trolled by Jeff Feinberg on Twitter today because he's like, well, we're finally getting to an event without Scotty Scheffler. We're not an elevated field and you don't want to bet it. No, I don't want to bet it because Tom Kim will find a way to win and torch everything that I do.
Rory, then Kim.
So I stared at EVR at 45-1. I stared at Ricky Fowler sitting there north of 50 or 45-1. I can't do either of these. I can't do this week. I don't think. Okay. It'll probably be head-to-head matchups for me.
I haven't placed a bet. I'll probably take like Jake Knapp. I think his number's sitting around 100-1. He'll probably be one of my long shots. Nothing penal here at this course. I've actually gone to this tournament a couple times. I used to manage golf courses in Metro Detroit. So I'd like to bring clients out there for a couple years. What else? No, nothing for the Open yet, except I still have my Bryson ticket. Probably not going to add any more futures because I just want to see how people come in with form. And I don't see anyone who's like, I have to take them. Right. Maybe Finau. If Finau's ball striking display has been freaking phenomenal.
Irons too.
Phenomenal.
Irons.
Yeah,
I mean,
ball striking. Yeah,
there. It was there.
Yeah, it's been
for a little bit.
It's been insane.
Sunday, right.
I don't even know, and like honestly, like I'm not going to pretend like I don't even know who's all in the field for Rocket Mortgage yet. That I will do tomorrow morning when I build my model. I already have a model for Rocket Mortgage, but I'm going to tweak a couple of different things on there.
All right, we're going to get out of here, but we have to pick up on Wednesday because just like Eric has stories playing golf at a pretty high level, bumping shoulders and rubbing elbows, whatever the phrase is with people. My God, the stories Brad must have managing to just anywhere and ahead of the Rocket Mortgage, let alone. All right, we got to hit on that. At Mr. Brad Thomas on Twitter, at Eric Linquist, at Shander Bets. Anything else you guys want to get out, Brad, Eric, where you are? Anything on top of that?
Yeah. Tomorrow, guys, make sure at 10 a.m. Eastern, you go over to YouTube, go to Bet US TV, and check out our Copa America live stream. I have a parlay that's probably going to be a multi-unit parlay. It's the same game, so you'll be able to play it on almost every book. And then 2 other plays that I'm giving out. We cover every game, though, but I will not have a bet on every game, unfortunately.
Awesome.
I have nothing to add. That was fantastic. Go follow Mr. Brad Thomas. Go follow Mr. Shander Show / Shander Bets. I'm Eric Lindquist. Let's get out of here.
See you. Thanks, James.